prophets. And in not last Sunday, Sunday before last Sunday, we read about the different types of the wahi, and that's though some other things are very close to the wahi because wahi is communication between Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the prophets. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala communicates other than prophets as well in his creation, like awliya kiram, like other human beings, like other creatures. So there are different words, different names for that communication or that guidance from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And one very popular and famous in Islamic sense is ilham. Ilham means putting some good ideas in someone's mind and someone's heart. Sometimes we are in a complicated situation and we want some guidance, and suddenly we get some idea where that idea comes from. If a person is a pious, noble, practicing, and he has good connection and he has good and good things in his character, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala helps him by giving him good idea. This is called ilham. Ilham is purely gift from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to his boys and to his noble people, like awliya kiram, like friends of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And ilham is only from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It has nothing to do with the efforts or with the practices of the person. And here is another term that is called kashf. Kashf means unveiling something, some hidden facts. So when sometimes Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala lifts the veils or the some obstacles from the fact of some things that we know what is the reality behind that. Like some people who has the skill of who has the power of kashf. For example, people go to them and they tell them the story. This happened to us, and they tell them half thing. But by the kashf, they will know he is telling me half and he is hiding half. So this is the kashf. Kashf is an extraordinary skill. By that, a person can understand, a person can know what is the reality or what is the truth behind this issue. Kashf can get by blessings of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and kashf can get by the practices, some doing exercises by anybody. Even scholars said that the kashf can be, get by even non-believer as well. So kashf is something with your practice, something with exercise. So, but all these things are type of knowledge. Ilham purely from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and it is only about your good ideas and good things. Kashf, knowing the reality or the truth behind the your apparent things. That can be from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that can be from some people's or some person's own efforts. And these things are not ilham and kashf. They will be only proof or they will be only authentic if they are approved or if they are according to the teachings of Quran and Sunnah. If anybody says I have ilham or everybody say I have kashf, and after that he is telling something that is clearly against the teachings or against the commands of Quran and Sunnah, then that ilham will not be accepted. We will not practice on that. Those ilhams and those kashafs that do not go against the teachings of Quran and Sunnah. So those ilhams and those kashafs will be helpful for solving the problems or saying something. Then we learned in last lesson that there are some qualities that must have in all the prophets. So there are around 10, 11, 12. Some some people say mostly it is 10, but some people say no, there are 12. So we go quickly by those 12. So first of all, the prophets are masoom, pure. They don't commit any sin, neither bigger, neither smaller. Okay, no kufr, no shirk, not in our daily routine life. They don't do any sin. They are pure from the sin. And innocent or innocence mean that being pure from doing wrong. And the second thing that the prophets have, they are they speak always truth. They never lie. Third thing, they are honest, trustworthy. Fourth thing, they have good character. The fifth, they are physically perfect. There are two types of disease. One can be felt, one can't be felt. Like if somebody have the problem with heart, it will not disturb the other people. Somebody have the skin allergy. ਕੀ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਹੋ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੀ ਜ਼ੁਬਾਨ ਵਿੱਚ?
مختلف what's it called again?
Say that again, sir.
The skin condition. What's the common one called?
Eczema.
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 No,
Something that creates
yeah.
the hatred to other in the eyes of other people.
Leprosy.
Oh.
Something leprosy.
Yeah.
Leprosy. Okay, they should be pure from these things as well.
Okay.
Because the Nabi invites people to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and calls them to himself and then to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If the Nabi have these things in his body, problem. So apparently he should be perfect, mean pure from all these disease. And they are smart as well. Okay. Intellectually, they are okay. Mentally, they are best. And number 7, they are men. All Nabi, they were men. Okay. Human being. And I told you that there is no Nabi and Rasul in jinn. Only like we say Khalifas, some of jinn in the jinns, because they are some Muslims, some non-Muslims. Some Muslim jinns, they came to the prophets of their time and they got some guidance and they preached or they took those commands to their nation. Okay, but independently or fully, there was no Rasul or no Nabi in the jinn. But there are Rasul in angels. Like 4 big Rasuls, Jibreel, Mikael, Israfil, Israel, they are Rasul. They are Rasul in that sense that they received the command from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and they convey or they pass those commands to other angels. They are Rasul in this sense. But preaching, in preaching sense, are passing the commands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to mankind, there are only men. Number 8, they were best in their profession, in career. The job they chose the honorable job in that time. They never chose a profession that is not very good, that has not, respect or honor in the eyes of people. Number 9, they were from best family in their time. Their family was best. No prophet came from a lower family. Number 10, they had very extraordinary skills or characters in their time. Number 11, they had very good voice. Having good voice is the blessing of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They had very good voice, sweet voice. Number 12, their face was perfect, attractive. पता कैसे मैं ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਮਿਲ ਲੋੜਾਂਗਾ ਕਿਤੇ ਨਾ ਉਹ ਮਾਸ਼ਾਅੱਲਾ few yes I got it is from Tirmidhi Sharif. All the Paygambars, all the Rasuls were good, best in the voice, best in the face. Hasuna Saud, Hasuna Lawaj. उन्होंने चेहरे भी खूबसूरत होते सी अपने वक्त उन्होंने आवाज़ां भी खूबसूरत होती सी इस from Tirmidhi Sharif. So Rasul 310 plus. Okay, very popular opinion is 330, 13, 15, 10 plus like this. Okay, and Anbiya more or less 124,000. In one time, there is only one Rasul. It can be possible that there are more than one Nabi in one time. Okay, but one time, one Rasul. Because, we read about the Rasul, that Rasul brings the new Sharia, some new rules. So that's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent only one Rasul in one time. What are the powers or what are the status of Rasul? So that's today's, thing. Rasul is fully authorized by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He has full power of doing anything, and that power has from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when appoints someone to be his Rasul, then he gives them, full power to make anything lawful for his nation or unlawful for his nation. Rasul is not like a big brother. Rasul is not like a postman. Just pass you the post and that's it. His job is finished. No. Whatever he receives from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he passes that with honestly. But if he is asked anything, and if he says yes, that thing will be lawful to his nation. Or if he says no, and that thing was lawful before, and after saying no from the Nabi, that thing will be unlawful to his nation. Making halal thing haram and haram thing halal is in the domain or is in the power of Rasul. In Quran, there are so many examples that prophets made something lawful and something unlawful. Like Hazrat Yaqub alayhi salam, he did not eat the meat of camel. And after that, the meat of camel was made haram in their Sharia. And I think it was in the Sharia of Hazrat Musa Nabiyina alayhi salatu wasalam. It was haram as well. Okay. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, every food or these things were halal to you, except those things that Hazrat Yaqub made haram on himself. That is, just starting a fourth para. So, this is the example that Hazrat Yaqub Nabiyina alayhi salatu wasalam, he stopped eating camel meat, and then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made camel meat haram to his nation. When Hazrat Isa ala Nabiyina alayhi salatu wasalam is mentioned in the Quran says about Hazrat Isa ala Nabiyina alayhi salatu wasalam, I will make something halal for you that were haram for you before. So Prophet Yaqub brought changes in his Sharia. Prophet Isa brought changes in his Sharia. Prophet Musa al-Islam, he did as well, like whatever the Yaqub alayhi salatu wasalam did in his time. He said, okay, this is haram, this is not allowed for you. And the fourth thing clearly said about Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, that this Nabi will make something halal for you and make something haram for you in the Quran, with the words halal, making halal, and making haram. So about 4 prophets mentioned came in the Quran that they did some changing in their Sharia. It means that Nabi has powers to change anything in his Sharia, in his teaching, or in his commands. And in the hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, there are so many examples. I think you know most of them. Hajj time, when Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said Hajj is obligatory upon you. You remember this story? Yeah. Qurbani time, you remember 6 months lamb? The normal Sharia's command is that lamb should be 1 year old. Okay, but Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said 6 months lamb that looks like 1 year old is still okay for Qurbani. You remember that a man can do 4 marriages, 4 nikah? Hazrat Ali couldn't. In the time of Hazrat Fatima salamullahi alayha. You remember?
I
No?
remember this one.
Okay. The Fatima radhiyallahu ta'ala anha was married to Hazrat Ali radhiyallahu ta'ala anhu. And once Hazrat Ali wanted to marry, another girl. And Hazrat Fatima went to her, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam.
I think I've read this.
You heard
For the Fed Baswa.
yeah. That girl was the daughter of Abu Jahl. And Sarkar Rasulullah stopped Hazrat Ali to doing second marriage to that girl, even not in the time of Fatima. So that's why Hazrat Ali radhiyallahu ta'ala anhu, he did not marry when Fatima was alive. When my Sahaba passed away, after that he did some marriages. I'm not exactly numbers now at the moment, but there was some. Okay, a person who has to do his ghusl can't come in the mosque except Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam and Hazrat Ali. These are changing. So we believe the prophets have power to say anything or to do anything, because prophet is always in the connection of with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Whatever he says, words may be from prophet, but meanings are commands from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So he is not like a postman. He is not like a pen in my hand. You understand? Some people say that. Okay, he is not like a pen. Yes, he said he do whatever we will make him to do now. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give them at least some will, some power, some freedom to say something, to do something. There are so many examples in the life of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. But I told you there are 3 or 4 examples in the Quran when prophets made something halal to haram or haram to halal.
Even changing the practice, like changing Qibla.
MashaAllah.
Yeah.
Yes. So when we read the definition of Nabi and Rasul, we read at that time that Rasul is a human being, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sends him to pass his messages, pass his commands to the mankind, and that Nabi or that person will be supported by mu'jiza, by miracle. You remember, I told you that last part of the definition must be with the definition of Nabi. It is very important for Nabi to show the mu'jiza, miracle. So this is the second topic of today's lesson. So what is mu'jiza? What is miracle? Before writing anything, just listen and then make a nice words for that. Mu'jiza is a thing, okay, that comes from a person who claims Nabi. Number one, who claims of being Nabi. Okay. Number two, that mu'jiza goes against the common practice, common rules of nature. Two. Number three, that mu'jiza or that thing appears or occurs or comes when somebody asks or requires or challenges the Nabi. Number three. Number four, and that thing can't be done or can't be practiced other than Nabi. You know fourth conditions, mu'jiza against the rules of nature. Okay, but apparently comes from the person who claims who is a Nabi. Two, when mu'jiza comes, when disbeliever or any munkar or any opponent requires for that. Three, and that thing can't be done other than Nabi. Nobody else can do that thing. That is mu'jiza. Because when the Prophet starts preaching or inviting people to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, definitely Prophet came to tell the people about their wrong practices. Definitely there is a situation where the competition is. anything that happens on the hand of a Nabi, okay, against the common practices or custom things, okay, on the requirement of opponents, non-believers, in a way that nobody else can do that, that is mujiza. You understand this? No?
जी जी
Four things.
जी you got it.
You okay with it?
Do you understand it?
Yeah.
So miracles are the four points that Allah Masab said, yeah?
Here are 2, 3 things now. Some people say there is no mujiza.
Yeah.
Because the main point of their main objection is only everything in the universe is going through certain laws. And mujiza or miracle means breaking those laws. They say when you break the law, this kainat or this universe will be destroyed. It will not be there anymore because it's working according to certain and solid laws.
Is that sects in Islam saying this?
100% today.
Any
One of them
names
is
for them?
Junaid Ahmed Ghamidi.
Who's that, sorry?
Junaid Ghamidi, you don't know, very
No.
popular person in Pakistani media?
No.
Mu'tazila,
Okay.
you remember?
I think I heard the name maybe.
Mu'tazila is a
Yeah,
firqa.
Mu'tazila, not the firqa, yeah.
They're gone, but still they are alive now. They people, the forces who are working against
The
Islam, they're
logic,
trying to
yeah.
light them again now. So many people in the, some going there.
But they apply logic, don't they? On
Logic,
science,
yes. 100%. Mu'tazila, they were called.
Doesn't that automatically take them into kufr in the sense because in the Quran
These
it's
things,
full of
to
miracles?
be honest, I'm telling you, the kufr thing is when you deny the very basic things, rests are gumrahi, putting your iman in the risk. But kufr is a very strict thing. Okay, these things definitely when you deny this, deny that, deny this, deny that, to be honest, iman is not there. But the Islamic ruling is fatwa will go when somebody denies the basic things. Like Allah is one, saying two, Nauzbillah. No prophets, there are prophets. Final prophet, you're saying other prophet. Okay, these are basic things. No namaz, no roza. He doesn't believe in these things. No hajj. These are basic things. Okay, these are called zaruriyat al-deen, basics of deen. Of saying these things, there are some mujiza are no more. They're saying what you define or what you say, mujiza is not in that sense. Okay. In reality, they are saying maybe there are some mujiza, like I'm telling you. I will tell you now after. They say the only mujiza of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam is Quran Pak. Okay. They say no other than mujiza. And especially the definition we did, and our scholars do, the first objection they put on that is everything works in the universe according to certain laws. And the first condition in the mujiza is mujiza goes against the law. Okay, so going to kufr is, it comes very at the end, very, very far. But before kufr, there are so many states. And to be honest, the people in this time, especially, if you see people are doing so many.
But Lamasam, how do they interpret verses, for instance, the splitting of the moon?
They say that is about the Qiyamah.
That's all.
They say that the story Iqtarabat as-sa'atu wa inshaqqa al-qamar, Surah Qamar. They say the Quran, the Qamar, moon is splitting into two pieces. Quran is describing the day of the judgment, when the Qiyamah will start. That is about that.
So they deny the hadith of what happened
They
with
say
Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
this is not very strong. Okay, these people are Quran. These people are called Ahle Quran, but actually they are not Ahle Quran. We call them Munkarine Hadith. Okay,
They're the same ones they sometimes refer to them as Quranists.
100%. If you know some of them,
No,
no.
online.
Ghulam Ahmad Parvez, Aslam Birajpuri, they were very famous. They were not very far. They are only. Ghulam Ahmad Parvez died, I think, 30, 40 years before. But he started his work in 1940s. As I heard, he met Iqbal as well. He is very popular in Pakistan. His books and his literature, his lectures are on the YouTube as well. He, so many ahadith, he denied that. And when I was doing some study, so I went to know his opinion and views. So I refreshed my mind about that, and just I read this. He said that the splitting of moon is, they're saying that is when the Qiyamah will start. Everything will be destroyed, moon will be destroyed as well. But there is a proper hadith, and some of ulama says that is mutawatir hadith. You heard the love mutawatir. Mutawatir means so many Sahaba. They narrated this hadith. Some scholars say it is not mutawatir, but it is still mashhur. Still so many people. Popular. Okay, you are right. When they say, you say the Mujza is against the rules of law, the rules of universe, laws of universe. You break it. When you break, Sir Sayyid Ahmad Khan, you heard that. He didn't believe in Mujza. They were called Najri. There are so many people in the history, there are so many big people, to be honest. When you hear about them, you don't know about them. When you go in their depth and in detail, there are so many things. So they say nothing can go against the laws of nature. We say, who made the laws of nature? Now, you understand their objection? Answer is, who made the laws of nature? Almighty Allah. He put heat in the sun. That's why sun is hot. Okay? He made the moon little bit cool. That's why moon is cool. He made this universe, growing things from it. Isn't it? He made fire, burning things. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made that, isn't it? He has all powers. When he has all powers, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the one that put the power in the eye. I will start listening. Now it is seeing, isn't it? Looking. Sight power is in eyes, isn't it? If Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants for eye that it should start listening, it will start working of listening. You understand? Ears are listening now. Power of listening is in ear. If Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants to change this power into eyesight power, He can. We say Mu'jiza is not from human being. It is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It is special assistance, special power. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives to His Nabi or to person that He appoints as a Nabi. Your objection is not to Nabi, to not scholars, to not, these people. Your objection goes to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Number one. Okay. Number two, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives mu'jiza or miracle to the person who claims a Nabi. Whoever claims a Nabi, he has to present a mu'jiza. Otherwise, people don't believe him. If there is no mu'jiza, anybody can say whatever he wants to say. Okay? So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives them this special assistant that he gives them some extra power. There are so many miracles mentioned in the Quran. Okay? There are so many miracles, starting from Hazrat Nuh ala nabiyyina wa alayhi salatu wassalam. If you come with all Nabis, Nuh, Ibrahim, Ismail, Yaqub, Yusuf, Musa, Isa, Suleiman, Dawood, whoever you remember from the Anbiya, you will remember a mu'jiza with them as well. Okay? They explained them in different ways. And nobody can bring that thing other than Nabi. Otherwise, it is not mu'jiza. If it goes according to the laws, everybody can do that. That's the thingy. That's the ilzami jawab. For example, if the fire has to burn, everybody can put the fire and he can burn anything. अगर it come according to the laws way, so what is the problem? What is mushkil for you, for him, for him, for him, for me? What is speciality for the Nabi? Okay, so they can't do this. Like if you remember the Prophet Musa alayhi salam and the ਉਹ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਜਾਦੂਗਰ ਸੀ ਕੀ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਜਾਦੂਗਰਾਂ ਨੂੰ
magician, sorcerers.
Yes, you remember they put their ropes, their snakes, and he put his asa, mashallah. There was only little asa there. There were maybe thousands snakes. Finished in seconds. Okay, he went to the sea, like the splitting the moon. Abu Jahl and these people were seeing. You remember the Miraj journey to heaven? Next day, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam told the people, I went to heaven and this and that. Everybody went to Abu Bakr. You remember?
Miraj. Yeah.
Miraj, when Prophet Ibrahim, wanted to sacrifice his son Ismail, knife did not work. So many things.
No, Salama Sab, that miracle's never been performed before. It's a new one. It's not a duplicate. Like when there's a miracle, that's never happened before.
Yeah.
So it's unique miracles, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
You can say that.
Yeah.
But they say the mu'jiza is in that department, in that field. Okay. That is very popular, and that is very common, and that is very, you can say, advanced in that time. Not totally new, but it is in the best form that nobody can match that.
Yeah.
Like Musa alayhi salam's time was Jadu was on very peak. Okay. Then Musa brought his asa. His asa was the best, from that musicians.
Yeah,
Much better. Isa alayhi salam's time was medical, was in good.
Yeah.
Okay. Isa alayhi salam, he lied the people and he cured the people just by blowing with them. But Isa's mu'jiza was best or better. Same field, but much better. Sometimes, somehow, new, somehow connection with that time.
Yeah.
Okay, like Quran and Pak. Quran's time, Arab was best in poetry and in
Literature.
Quran came there, best from the literature. Best to have little connection with that. That's why Quran challenged them. Nabi challenges them. If you think you are right,
Bring something better.
bring something like him. I like better than this. If they did not know that at all, how they do that? You understand this one?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, Dawa claim is important for America. Okay? When somebody claims is Nabi, he has to bring the miracle. Okay? So, in last lessons we told you, the so people claimed in they are Nabi, fake claimed, and they were asked, and they are asked still from day today. They are asked that bring some miracle. Only claim is not enough. Different types of mu'jizas. Some are physical, some are intellectual. So many physical mu'jizat Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned in the Quran. You know that. Prophet Ibrahim, Saleh, Musa, Isa, Dawood, Suleiman. Okay, there's so many miracles Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned in the Quran. And in the mu'jizat topic, the best mu'jiza is Quran. It is still alive. It is still mu'jiza from day one to today. It is still challenge for everybody. Next question now. Is showing mu'jiza in the hand of Prophet or not? In the power of Prophet or not? Prophet can show the mu'jiza anytime or not? Is mu'jiza is by the will of Prophet or not? There are two types of mu'jiza here. One, that Prophet's personality direct involves in showing that mu'jiza, like calling the tree to him, like saying the stones, say La ilaha illallah. You remember?
The water from the hand.
And pointing to the moon.
Mm.
In these mu'jizat, Prophet's personality, Prophet himself, direct involves in showing this mu'jizat. These mu'jizat are in the hand of Prophets. Whenever he wants, he can show. Some mu'jizat from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and Prophet's personality or Prophet himself is involved in that mu'jiza but not fully. That mu'jizat are on the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, on the decision of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Whenever Allah wants, He gives those mu'jizat to the Prophet.
Some example for this one.
Quran. You remember?
G.
Ayats of Quran revealed to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam on different times. Okay? That was by the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And you know that it is mentioned, I think, in Bukhari Sharif that the people of Musa alayhi salam blamed him that he is not a full man, proper man. He had some problem. Then Musa alayhi salam went to have his shower. And a
I
stone
don't know this.
took the clothes and went there. Musa alayhi salam running up the stone. They say that was the time to show that Musa is a proper man. That's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala decided to show that Musa to his people. It was not in
Yeah.
Musa's hand.
I
You
think if
understand?
I remember reading this one, this is when Hazrat Musa alayhi salam spoke to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on top of the mountain.
Yeah.
And when they came back down, there's too much nur on their face.
MashaAllah. Yes.
So they covered their face
Yes.
in parda.
100%. Nobody could see him.
And the people started to say he's covering his face because he's got leprosy.
Yes.
And started to say all sorts of things. So then Hazrat Musa alayhi salam went to their wife and she says, I wish to see your face. She says, I'm covering my face because there's too much nur on my face. And she says, I want to see. So they uncovered their face and she saw she went blind.
Yes.
When she went blind straight away, Hazrat Musa alayhi salam did dua that Allah restore her eyesight.
Some of companions, they became blind in his last time as well. I'm just forgetting his names. He asked Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam to show the Jibreel, to see the Jibreel in his original form. And they saw the Jibreel in his original form and last time.
They went blind. But this, because some people started to say that they have some skin condition or something.
So
That's when they went for a bath and
yes.
the stone took their
Yeah.
clothes away. And that's when, because the stone had taken the clothes away, and Hazrat Musa was like practically going after the stone. And eventually they came before those people who were making those questions and they saw a perfect skin, perfect human being.
Masha. Okay. So two types of mu'jiza in this sense. One, where Prophet's personality is involved in appearing and showing that mu'jiza directly. That mu'jiza is on the will of Prophet. Okay. And one that comes from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and Prophet's personality is involved in that mu'jiza, but partially, not fully. Example is revealing the Quran and that story of Musa alayhi salam with that stone. So what is the time or duration of mu'jiza? How long a mu'jiza can last? Mu'jiza can last as long as that Nabi is there. Okay. Nabi's Nabuwat is there, Mu'jiza is there. Some Mu'jizat are for time being, like splitting the moon, calling the trees. But some Mu'jizat remain there, okay, till that Prophet is there. That's why it is said that the Prophet's Mu'jizat are the Tasir of Mu'jizat will remain there even Prophet left this world. Like Quran is here in front of us. And in the splitting of the moon, we say that it was the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to show that miracle to very limited people, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wanted to make Quran's mu'jiza more clear. Okay? Quran mu'jiza more clear. That's why the splitting of moon saw very few people. And that's why they denied that splitting of moons, mu'jiza as well. You understand now?
GG.
Okay. Nabi's Nabuwat is there, Mu'jiza is there.
Yeah.
Okay? Leaving this world will not affect that Mu'jiza. From here, they say that okay, we do one little point here more and then we connect, that topic with this. Mu'jiza. and one thing is karamat, mini miracle. Same thing, but two things. No claim of being Nabi. Okay? And Karamat is not challenged to his opponents. If Mu'jiza remains after the death of any prophet, it means that the Karamat remains after the death, after the passing of that awliya Allah as well. If we can get benefit from the Mu'jiza of Rasul, even after the Rasul has passed and he left this world, it means we can get the benefit from the Karamat of Wali, even he passed from this world as well. Do you remember in Alban, in the time of Hazrat Umar Farooq Radhiyallahu anhu, there was no rain for a long time. Okay, they went for namaz istisqa, salat istisqa. Okay, and they, Hazrat Aisha Siddiqa Salamullahi alayha, they said, just make a hole in the roof of the Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam's town. Isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So, some scholars say, like Mu'jiza can give the benefit or can give the guidance, even the past prophet passed and he left this world. Karamat, affairs of Wali, can give benefit to his followers, even they leave this world or they go to next world. And scholars say, when Wali is in this world, he is like a sword in the Kawa. And when Wali leaves this world, then he is like a sword naked. When he is in this world, he has to look at his end as well. So that's why he tries to, be careful. But once he passed that examination, he passed that test, he's free now. His power is more. Do you understand?
Yeah.
In last days, I think, I'm not sure I sent it to you that clip or not. Moli Taqi Usmani, one of the Deobandis, big mufti in this time now, from Karachi. Mufti Shafi's son. Mufti Shafi, who wrote the Ma'arif in Quran, tafsir, is very popular tafsir in Deobandis. Mufti Taqi Usmani, he said that the affairs of awliya or the affairs of Buzurg does not finish by their death. It gets even more when they pass the world and they leave the world. And this clip, he made too much sure there. So Nabi is there. Okay, Mu'jiza is there. Here is another, just we do the last thing and then we finish it. When a Nabi is Nabi. Popular opinion is Nabi declares his prophethood when he is 40 years old. But because Nabuwwat is God-gifted thing, so Nabi is Nabi since his childhood, since his birth. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions in the Quran about two prophets that they were Nabi from their childhood, from their birth. Prophet Musa alayhi salam, Prophet Isa alayhi salam, and Prophet Yahya alayhi salam in Surah Maryam. So having Nabuwa is a different thing. Okay? Declaring that I am a Nabi is a different thing. They declare, they announce when they are 40, but they are Nabi from their childhood. Every mu'jiza for a Nabi is karamat for his ummati. Maybe can I make now. That's very big topic. Every mu'jiza for a Nabi is a karamat for his ummati. Except those miracles that is prohibited to bring their similarities, like Quran. No wali can have the karamat of bringing Quran because Allah said there will be no other Quran. Okay? So this mu'jiza is prohibited, limited, locked. Other than this mu'jiza, other mu'jiza, okay, they can happen, they can occur by the awliya Allah, okay, because this is possible. Every mu'jiza is possible in ummati as a karamat. And I told you the karamat is showing something that is different, okay, other the rules of the nature, without the claiming of being Nabi, without challenging his opponents. His karamat is in the hand of wali, Sam Takreer. Sometimes yes, sometimes no. So we did today the status of Nabi and Rasul, that they are fully authorized by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and they can do any changings they want. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala approves those changings. So many examples, 3 examples in the Quran, and so many examples in Ahadith. And then we did some miracle. Miracle is assistant or help from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala against the rules of common practice or custom, against the rules of nature. And that help comes from the person who claims he is Nabi, and he shows this power when some of his opponents require that, and he challenges to them that you can't bring this mu'jiza. There are so many mu'jizat. Every Nabi has mu'jiza. Okay, his prophethood, necessary part of prophethood is having a mu'jiza. Okay, some link to his time, but in advanced form, in advanced shape, that nobody can bring, example of that are similar to that thing. And the best mu'jiza is Quran Hakim, that is still in our hands, and that will stay there until the mankind is there. Nabi is there, mu'jiza is there. It means that a Nabi can benefit after leaving this world. after departing from this world. Many miracle, same thing like Mu'jiza, only difference is no claim of Nabuwa, no challenging to opponents. Every Mu'jiza is a karamat in the hand of Wali. Mu'jiza is possible or Mu'jiza is under the control of Nabi. Some Mu'jiza are under control of Nabi, some Mu'jiza are direct from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Karamat, some karamats in the hands of awliya, some karamats Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala blesses them with his will whenever he wants. Any questions, Shyam?
Any questions? Please, any questions?
Also, I got one or two questions from previous session.
No problem.
So one question is about Prophet Ayyub alayhi salam. There was something that from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, something they went through.
Yes.
How does this apply in accordance to when we were learning about when we were talking about skin conditions like leprosy?
They were not leprosy. So they have some disease that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala puts these, azmaish on him. And still, he was in not that condition that is mentioned in the, ahadith or in the riwayat.
Mm-hmm.
So they were in the bad condition. They had some health issues with them, but they were not in that health issues like, it's mentioned leprosy and these things and these things. I think there are some little bit extra things mentioned in there.
Sure.
They had very, hard times
Mm-hmm.
in his life. But as I told you, because Nabi is something, that people, doesn't feel any strange or any uncomfortable around them. So that's why. But they had some issues, but not that much as it is mentioned in the, the riwayat.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I told you that any riwayat that says anything not good about the prophets, we have to think about that.
True. The other question was the first ayats of Surah Fat,
Inna fatahna laka fathan mubina.
and the one after that.
Liyaghfira laka Allahu. There are so many Quran Paks in Quran Pak, so many ayats that is saying the bakhshish refers to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam apparently, okay, because the Ismat says Prophet don't commit any sin. So whatever says in the Quran, whatever mentioned in the Quran, we have to put that to best justification. That's why our scholars say that wherever the word of maghfirah, refers or relates to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, we have to divert that word's meaning to the
ummah.
follower, to the
Yeah.
ummah. Okay, so that's why this is said that translating the Quran is not easy thing. It's not everybody's job. So we have to look at so many things before translating these things. And I remember that one of guy here in the Wolverhampton, he came here, and we had some discussion there. And wherever there are so many words in the Quran saying that you are in doubt about the prophets. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala saying that, oh prophet, you are in the doubt of prophethood. You are in the doubt of receiving the wahi. Yeah, there are so many ayats there.
Mm-hmm.
I said that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam was doubtful about his prophethood. These ayats are mentioning these things. Forgive me for him, everybody said, yeah. And now in Mary Valley, in this city, I said, this is about the followers or about the people at that time. Only the Nabi is mentioned there. On the front is Nabi, but actually it is not about Nabi, it is about the followers. It is about the people around him. So that's why we said that all these words, where they say that, oh Nabi, seek the forgiveness. Oh Nabi, we forgave you. Oh Nabi, we, you know, did it, maghfirat. We gave you maghfirat about yours. We have to do ta'wil. We have to justify. We have to divert the meaning of those words to the closest to the good meaning. Okay. إذا جاء نصر الله والفتح ورأيت الناس يدخلون في دين الله أفواجا فسبح بحمد ربك واستغفر. Astaghfir means seek the forgiveness. Okay. So this is the thing, is seek the forgiveness of your followers. Okay. Not for yourself, but you are already pure. You are in the protection of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay. So that's why I told you this is the special skill, special science of doing translation. It's not very easy. So many people, they did translation and they, did not care about these things, and they related these things to Rasuls. They related these things even to Allah. So that's why we don't refer or we don't recommend those translations. We don't think that these are. So the Prophet Ayyub's issue, I'm telling you, they had the hardship time, but not at that level that is mentioned in the riwayat. Okay, that was not. They had some lost his family, animals as well. Okay, maybe he has some health issues as well, but not at that situation that people started to hate him. And these words, maghfirat words to Rasulullah sallallahu or other things, so we have to learn, we have to justify the meaning of these words to the other best meanings, like some scholars did, that all the maghfirat words goes to his nation, his ummah.
Which tafsir is best for us to study when reciting Quran? Reading into tafsir, is there?
But for me and you, is best is, if you go to Jawab Quran Sharif, it's much better. Other tafsirs are really good, but they're a bit detailed. And the best thing is, if you really want to really do tafsir is not really hard. Inshallah, if we keep going on this journey, inshallah, we will do this in very, very, few steps. So it's much better if you go once in Quran, once in Hadith with the teacher.
Yeah.
It's much better because there are so many things. Like when I discuss these things to you, I do study of so many books and I bring points from here or there. For a common person, it is not very easy to get these things. And to be honest, it's not very hard. Learning from the Quran and learning from the Hadith is not very hard. Because being a Muslim, raised from Muslim family and Muslim society, most things we already know. Just we have to, order those things. We need to, fix those things. And you remember when we were doing the Ismat of Anbiya last lesson, I told you there are few stories in the Quran and Hadith that when we read those stories, it is our duty to justify those stories to best opinion. Okay, and we should not mention those stories other than reading, reciting the Quran and Hadith. We should not make them as an evidence, as a proof. Look, Fulani Prophet did this, Fulani Prophet did that. So same thing here. Shall we do the wala?
Yes.
اللهم صل على سيدنا ومولانا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا مولانا محمد وبارك وسلم. या बाप परवरदिगार जो कुछ पढ़े लिखे आपने जनाब इसको मंजूर फरमा, सरकार अलैहिस्सलातु वस्सलाम दे तो खैर करम फरमा, मालिक कायनात सरकार अलैहिस्सलातु वस्सलाम दे दीन दे मुताबिक जिंदगी गुजारने, सरकार दे दीन और दुनिया दे जाने की तौफीक अता फरमा, सल्लल्लाहु तआला अलैहि